Have you ever dreamed of a place where two different worlds meet? A European churches, ancient temples, grand European churches, a place where the scent of incense mixes with the aroma of freshly baked pastries. This is not just a dream. This city is real. It is called Macau. It waits for you, ready to be discovered. Macau is a small but vibrant spot on the map, a place where history is alive in every cobblestone and every corner. It's a destination that promises more than just a holiday. It offers a journey through time and culture that you will never forget. Imagine a city painted with the bright colors of the Mediterranean. Now, picture that same city alive with the energy of East Asia. This is the unique magic of Macau. For centuries, it has been a bridge between Europe and China. Portuguese sailors, Chinese merchants. They traded goods, ideas, and traditions. This incredible blend created something entirely new. It is a culture you cannot find anywhere else on Earth. This unique heritage is why Macau is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a treasure for the entire world to see and experience for themselves, a living museum under the open sky. This guide is your personal invitation to explore this amazing city. We will not just show you the famous landmarks, we will tell you the stories behind them. We will take you on a journey from Macau's humble beginnings as a quiet fishing village to its rise as a global hub of trade and entertainment. You will understand how history has shaped its streets, its buildings, and its people. This is more than a travel guide. It is a key to unlocking the soul of Macau. We want you to feel the city's pulse and understand what makes it so special and captivating for travelers from all corners of the globe. Think of this as the start of your next great adventure. Macau is a perfect addition to your bucket list. It is a place that challenges your senses and opens your mind. Whether you are a history lover, a foodie, or someone seeking new experiences, Macau has something just for you. It offers the thrill of modern casinos and the peace of quiet colonial gardens. It's a city of contrasts, where every turn reveals another surprise. Let's begin this journey together and add a truly unforgettable destination to your list of must-see places in the world. In the next minutes, we will be your guide through this enchanting land. We promise to give you a clear and engaging look into Macau's past and present. We will be your guide through this enchanting land. We promise to give you a clear and engaging look into Macau's past and present. We promise to give you a clear and engaging look into Macau's past and present. We will walk you through its incredible history, from the first Portuguese ships arriving on its shores to its return to China. We will explore the stories etched into the walls of its ancient forts and temples. This journey is designed to be simple and inspiring. We want to make sure you have everything you need to understand and appreciate the deep, rich layers of this magnificent city, making your future visit even more meaningful. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself walking through the narrow, winding streets of the historic center. You can feel the smooth, uneven cobblestones under your feet. The air is filled with a mix of languages: Cantonese, Portuguese, and English. You see beautiful, pastel-colored buildings with wooden shutters, standing right next to traditional Chinese shophouses with red lanterns. This is the everyday reality of Macau. It's a sensory experience that stays with you. We will help you picture every detail, making you feel as if you are already there, wandering through its timeless alleyways and soaking in the atmosphere. Now, let your imagination guide you to the food. Think about the taste of a warm, flaky Portuguese egg tart, its creamy custard filling melting in your mouth. Picture yourself biting into a famous pork chop bun, a simple yet delicious local snack. The aromas of Macanese cuisine, a unique fusion of Portuguese and Chinese cooking, drift from bustling street stalls and cozy family-run restaurants. We will introduce you to these culinary delights, encouraging you to taste the history and culture of Macau through its incredible food. It's a feast for the senses that you simply cannot miss. This video is your first step toward making that dream trip a reality. We will show you the must-see attractions and share the hidden gems that many tourists miss. From the iconic ruins of St. Paul's to the glittering lights of the Cotai Strip, we will cover it all. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge and inspiration to plan your own adventure. So get comfortable and let us transport you to the incredible city of Macau. Your journey into the heart of this East meets West marvel begins right now, and we are thrilled to have you with us. Long before the grand churches and colonial mansions were built, Macau was a very different place. It was a quiet, humble land known by another name, Umun, which means Gateway of the Bay. Its shores were a haven for local fishermen seeking shelter from the fierce typhoons. Life was simple, revolving around the rhythm of the tides. Small fishing villages dotted the coastline, inhabitants living in harmony with nature. They cast their nets into fertile waters, deeply connected to the sea, which provided their livelihood. A peaceful existence, far from empires and trade routes. The spiritual heart was a goddess named Amar, protector of seafarers. Fishermen prayed to her before voyages, asking for safe passage and a bountiful catch. They built a temple at the entrance to the inner harbor, a sacred place that named the peninsula. Portuguese sailors arrived and asked for the name. Locals replied, Armagao, meaning Bay of Armagh. Over time, the Portuguese adapted it to Macau, linking the city to its maritime goddess. Life was modest and rooted in Chinese traditions. Families lived in simple houses built from wood and thatch. Days were spent mending nets, drying fish, tending small vegetable plots. The community was close-knit, relying on each other during stormy seasons. No paved roads or towering buildings, only sandy paths and green hills. The air smelled of salt and carried the sounds of the ocean. This was the world the first European explorers encountered. Villages were part of a coastal network along the Pearl River Delta. Small trading boats, junks, would stop by, exchanging salt, rice, and simple tools. Not international trade, but local barter, a quiet exchange for centuries. The people of Umun knew of the Chinese Empire to the north, but their world was the sea. They had no idea their bay would become a stage for major cultural and economic encounters. The 1500s were a time of big adventures. Brave European sailors sailed across huge oceans, looking for new ways to trade, find spices, get rich. The Portuguese were leaders in this. Explorers like Vasco da Gama had found a sea path to India and were heading further east. They wanted spices directly and to trade with the mysterious rich China. For years, they sought a lasting place on the Chinese coast. The Ming dynasty resisted outsiders and said no. In the early 1500s, some Portuguese finally got their chance. They arrived near the shores of Umun. They claimed storm damage and asked to dry wet goods. It was a common trick to gain short port access. Local leaders, eyeing unofficial profit, let them land and set up temporary shelters on the peninsula. That small choice led to huge changes. It began over 400 years of European presence. At first, they were small and unofficial. They built simple huts with straw roofs and storage buildings on the southern peninsula. They avoided angering powerful Guangzhou leaders. They paid a yearly rent, land tax, to the local government. Their settlement looked like a rented trading spot, not a colony. The smart pact let Ming rulers keep control while allowing trade. It took careful negotiation and shared money benefits. Slowly, the temporary settlement grew. More Portuguese ships arrived, bringing traders, soldiers, religious people. Huts were replaced by stronger buildings of stone and wood in European style. The trading post began to look like a town. Change was slow, driven by Portuguese goals and a wish to reach China's huge markets. The quiet Armagh fishing bay became the busy port of Macau. Section 3. A gateway to the east. Macau's unique location made it the perfect gateway between Europe and Asia. It was situated at the mouth of the Pearl River Delta, giving it access to southern China's wealthy commercial centers, especially Guangzhou, then Canton. For the Portuguese, Macau became the final crucial link in a chain of trading posts. Lisbon, around Africa, the Cape of Good Hope, India, Southeast Asia, Malacca, and regional ports. It was the entry point to the most coveted market, China. From here, they traded European goods for Chinese silks, porcelain, and tea. But Macau was more than a gateway to China. It was a central hub for trade across Asia. The Portuguese acted as middlemen, connecting different parts of the continent. They established a profitable route between China and Japan. At that time, direct China-Japan trade was officially banned by the Ming because of conflicts with Japanese pirates. The Portuguese stepped into this void. They sailed from Macau to Japan carrying Chinese silk and returned with Japanese silver. That silver bought more silk in China, a lucrative triangular trade that made Macau wealthy. The city transformed into a bustling, cosmopolitan port, its harbor filled with ships from around the world, Portuguese carracks, Chinese junks, ships from Siam, India, and the Philippines. the streets became a vibrant melting pot of cultures. You could hear dozens of languages. Merchants haggled in the marketplace, their colorful clothing showing the city's global ties. Macau was no longer a village, it was a key node in the first global trade network. This gateway role also brought new ideas and beliefs. Catholic missionaries, especially Jesuits, arrived with the merchants. They used Macau as a base to spread Christianity to China and Japan. They founded churches, schools, and the region's first movable-type printing press. This mission added another layer to Macau's identity. It became a place for cultural and intellectual exchange. Western science, Western art, and Western religion were introduced to the East, while Eastern knowledge was translated and sent back to Europe. Yes, that was how Macau began to bridge worlds. Section 4. The Golden Age of Trade. The late 16th and early 17th centuries marked Macau's golden age. The profits from the China-Japan silver-for-silk trade poured into the city, creating immense wealth. The merchants who controlled this trade became incredibly rich and powerful. They built grand, elegant houses with beautiful gardens and courtyards, many of which can still be seen in the historic center today. The city's prosperity was visible everywhere, from the opulent interiors of its churches to the fine clothes worn by its leading citizens. Macau became known throughout the world as one of the richest cities in the East, a jewel in the Portuguese colonial empire. This wealth funded the construction of impressive public buildings and fortifications. To protect their valuable trade from rival European powers like the Dutch and from pirates, the Portuguese built a series of forts on the hills surrounding the city, such as the Guia Fortress and the Monte Fort. They also built a magnificent cathedral, the Church of St. Paul's. Its grand stone facade, intricately carved with religious symbols and scenes, was a powerful statement of the city's Catholic faith and its European heritage. These structures were not just functional, they were symbols of Macau's confidence and prosperity during its peak. The governance of the city during this period was unique. While officially under Chinese sovereignty, Macau was administered by the Portuguese. They established a Senate, the Leal Senado, to manage the city's daily affairs, collect taxes, and administer justice for the Portuguese community. This body, housed in a beautiful neoclassical building in the city center, became the symbol of Macau's self-governance. However, the Portuguese were always mindful of the Chinese authorities. A Chinese mandarin was also stationed in Macau to oversee the Chinese population and ensure that Portuguese activities did not overstep their bounds. This created a complex system of shared power. This golden age, however, was not destined to last forever. In the 1630s, Japan adopted a strict isolationist policy, expelling most foreigners and cutting off the lucrative trade with Macau. This was a devastating blow to the city's economy. Shortly after, the Ming dynasty in China collapsed, leading to a period of instability. At the same time, other European powers, especially the Dutch and the British, began to challenge Portugal's dominance in the region. Macau's star began to fade as new trading ports like Hong Kong emerged. The city entered a long period of slow decline, though it never lost its unique character as a meeting point of cultures. So, yeah, its glow dimmed, but its soul remained. Section 5. Faith, Fortune, and Fusion. Section 5. Faith, Fortune, and Fusion. Religion was as important as trade in shaping early Macau. Section 5. Faith, Fortune, and Fusion. The city was founded not just for profit, but also for faith. From its earliest days, Catholic missionaries saw Macau as a divine opportunity, a city of the name of God. They aimed to use it as a springboard to evangelize the vast, unconquered spiritual territories: China, Japan. The Society of Jesus, or the Jesuits, was particularly influential. They were not just priests, but also scholars, scientists, and diplomats. They established St. Paul's College, the first Western-style university in East Asia, training missionaries and translating religious and scientific texts into Chinese. This religious zeal was intertwined with the pursuit of fortune. The church itself became a major economic player in Macau. It received donations from wealthy merchants, invested in profitable trade voyages, and owned significant property throughout the city. The construction of magnificent churches, like St. Dominic's and St. Lawrence's, was funded by the profits of commerce. This created a powerful alliance between the merchants and the missionaries, The merchants provided the financial resources for the religious mission, and the church provided a moral and spiritual justification for the colonial enterprise, blessing the ships that set sail for fortune. The interaction between the Portuguese Catholics and the local Chinese population led to a fascinating cultural fusion. While many Chinese in Macau continued to practice their traditional beliefs, worshipping at temples like the Amar Temple, some were converted to Christianity. This created a unique Macanese Catholic community. They celebrated Catholic festivals like Christmas, Yen Easter, but often with Chinese customs woven in. For example, they might honor their ancestors with incense at home before going to midnight mass. This blending of traditions was a hallmark of Macau's developing identity, a place where East and West did not just meet, but merged. This fusion is most beautifully expressed in the city's art and architecture. Look closely at the carvings on the ruins of St. Paul's, and you will see not only Christian saints, but also Chinese lions and chrysanthemums. This work was done by Japanese, Christian, and local Chinese craftsmen under Jesuit direction. Similarly, the local cuisine, known as Macanese food, began to emerge from this blend. Portuguese sailors brought ingredients and cooking methods from Africa, India, and Europe. Chinese wives and cooks adapted these recipes using local ingredients and techniques, creating unique dishes that exist nowhere else in the world. This fusion of faith, fortune, and daily life created the soul of modern Macau. And that's really what gave the city its distinct, enduring character. After the glittering golden age, Macau entered a long period of quietude. The loss of the Japan trade route in the 17th century was a severe blow. As rival European powers like the British and Dutch rose in prominence, Macau's role as the primary gateway to China diminished. The nearby British colony of Hong Kong, established in the 19th century, quickly surpassed Macau as the region's dominant port. Macau settled into a more modest existence, its grand ambitions fading into a gentle, nostalgic memory. It became a sleepy colonial backwater, a place where time seemed to slow down, preserving a unique way of life that was rapidly disappearing elsewhere. During these centuries, life in Macau continued its gentle rhythm, defined by the enduring mix of Portuguese culture, Chinese culture. The Portuguese administration maintained control, but their influence was largely confined to the city center, the area now known as the historic center. Here, life followed a European pace. People sipped coffee in sidewalk cafes, attended mass in Baroque churches, and conducted business in colonial-style offices. The Leal Senado continued to govern, its authority a reminder of a bygone era of glory. This part of the city felt like a small piece of southern Europe, transplanted thousands of miles away and preserved under the warm South China Sea sun. Outside this colonial core, the Chinese community thrived, maintaining its own customs and traditions. The majority of the population lived in bustling neighborhoods, filled with traditional shophouses, Taoist temples, lively street markets. They spoke Cantonese, celebrated festivals like Chinese New Year, with dragon dances, firecrackers, and ran the small businesses that formed the backbone of the local economy. While the Portuguese governed, the daily life for most of Macau's inhabitants remained deeply Chinese. This separation was not always strict. There was a constant, subtle interplay between the two communities, creating a unique social fabric where both cultures coexisted peacefully side by side. This period of relative decline was crucial in preserving the city's heritage. Because there was little economic pressure to modernize or redevelop, many of the old buildings were left untouched. The cobblestone streets, colonial villas, ancient temples were not torn down to make way for new developments. Instead, they were simply maintained, repaired, and lived in, generation after generation. This lack of rapid change allowed Macau to become a living museum of its own past. The city's unique architectural and cultural landscape, the very thing that makes it so attractive to visitors today, is a direct result of these long, quiet centuries of gentle decay and preservation. It was during these slower centuries that a truly distinct Macanese culture blossomed. This was the culture of the Macaiense, the children of mixed Portuguese and Asian heritage. Portuguese men, soldiers, sailors, merchants, women from China, women from Malacca, women from India, women from Japan. Over generations, they developed their own unique identity, separate from the transient Portuguese administrators and the local Chinese population. They became the true heart of Macau, the living embodiment of its East-West fusion. Their story is central to understanding the soul of the city. The Macanese people developed their own Creole language, Patois. Foundation in Old Portuguese, Cantonese influence, Malay influence, other Asian languages. Patois was the language of the home, used for intimate conversations, storytelling, and local Macanese theater. Though it is rarely spoken today and is now considered a critically endangered language, its existence is a powerful testament to the cultural mixing that defined Macau. It represents a world where different peoples came together to create something entirely new. Food is another powerful expression of this unique identity. Macanese cuisine is often called the world's first fusion food. It began in the kitchens of Macanese families, Portuguese recipes adapted with local Chinese ingredients and global techniques. Minchi, capella, African chicken. This cuisine is a delicious history lesson on a plate. This unique community became the social glue of Macau. The Macanese often acted as intermediaries between the Portuguese rulers and the Chinese majority. Clerks, administrators, teachers, merchants. They understood both European and Chinese customs and could navigate the complexities of this dual society. Families like the Rosarios, the Souzas, became prominent fixtures in the city, their ancestral homes and businesses passing down through generations. These families and their traditions are the living heritage of Macau, a direct link to the city's history of cultural encounter and fusion. You know, it's really something. The 20th century brought turmoil to the world, and Macau's unique status was put to the test. During World War II, when neighboring Hong Kong and much of mainland China fell to Japanese invasion, Macau remained a neutral territory. Portugal, its colonial ruler, had declared neutrality in the war, and Japan, an ally of Germany and Italy, respected this position. The decision turned Macau into a desperate haven. Hundreds of thousands of refugees, mostly from mainland China and from British Hong Kong, flooded in. They sought safety from the violence and chaos of war. The population nearly doubled in weeks. Resources became scarce. Food, water, shelter were all in short supply. The city struggled with a massive humanitarian crisis. Despite this, Macau became a beacon of hope. The local government and charitable organizations provided aid to the refugees. Streets filled with desperate people. The quiet colonial town became chaotic, overcrowded, but life-saving. The period reinforced Macau's role as a place of shelter. It highlighted Macau's delicate political position, a tiny European-run enclave on China's coast, surrounded by a much larger conflict. Neutrality was fragile, reliant on diplomacy and strategic calculations. The Portuguese administration had to walk a fine line, balancing pressures from Japanese forces nearby and the Chinese government in exile. The experience marked the city's psyche, separating it from regional upheavals. After the war, and with the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1949, Macau remained Portuguese-administered. It stayed a small window between China and the West during the Cold War. Border control tightened, but unofficial exchange continued. The war brought new people and new challenges, yet solidified Macau as a special zone operating under its own rules. Well, yeah. Section 4. The rise of the casinos. For much of its history, Macau's economy was modest. However, one industry would come to define its modern identity and transform its fortunes: gambling. Gambling had been legal in Macau since the 1850s, but for a long time it was a small-scale affair, centered around traditional Chinese games and small gambling houses known as phantom houses. It was not the glamorous, high-stakes industry we see today. This began to change in the 1930s, but the real turning point came in 1962. In that year, the government granted a monopoly on all forms of gambling to a single syndicate. The syndicate was the Sociedade de Turismo y Diversões de Macau, STDM. It was led by a Hong Kong-born magnate named Stanley Ho. This decision was, a game changer. Stanley Ho began to modernize and expand Macau's casino industry. He introduced Western-style games like baccarat and blackjack. He built the city's first modern casino resort, the Hotel Lisboa, and improved transportation links with Hong Kong, bringing in a steady stream of visitors. The Hotel Lisboa, with its distinctive, flamboyant architecture, became an icon of the new Macau. It symbolized the city's shift away from its sleepy colonial past towards a future built on entertainment and tourism. The casino industry became the engine of Macau's economy, generating massive revenues for both STDM and the government. The rise of the casinos had a profound impact on every aspect of life in Macau. It created thousands of jobs: croupiers, hotel staff, construction workers, taxi drivers. The government used the tax revenue from gambling to fund public services, infrastructure projects, and social welfare programs. New bridges, ferries, and an international airport were built, connecting Macau to the world like never before. The city's skyline began to change as new hotels and residential buildings rose to accommodate the growing industry and population. Macau was no longer a quiet backwater. It was rapidly becoming a major entertainment hub. However, this rapid development also brought challenges. The city became heavily dependent on a single industry, making its economy vulnerable to fluctuations in the gaming market. There were also social concerns associated with the gambling industry, including organized crime and social inequality. The casinos brought immense wealth, but they also created a new world of high-stakes glamour and risk that stood in stark contrast to the city's quiet, historic neighborhoods. This tension between the old Macau and the new casino-driven Macau would become a defining feature of the city in the late 20th century. Section 5. Echoes of the Carnation Revolution. The political status of Macau remained largely unchanged for centuries, but a dramatic event in Portugal in 1974 sent ripples to the South China Sea. The Carnation Revolution, a near-bloodless military coup in Lisbon. It overthrew the authoritarian Estado Novo regime. The new democratic government in Portugal was committed to decolonization. It began granting independence to African colonies: Angola, Mozambique. This raised an immediate question: what would happen to Macau? Portugal was ready to give up its last overseas territories. When Portugal offered to return Macau in the mid-1970s, Beijing declined. China was in the midst of the Cultural Revolution. The leadership wasn't ready to reabsorb a capitalist territory like Macau. They also valued Macau as a discrete channel for trade and outside contact. Officially, China called Macau a Chinese territory under Portuguese administration. The result was a strange, unprecedented situation. Portugal wanted to leave, but China insisted it stay for the time being. In 1979, Portugal and China established formal diplomatic relations. They reached a secret agreement redefining Macau's status. Macau was no longer a Portuguese colony, but a Chinese territory under temporary Portuguese administration. That subtle wording change paved the way for handover negotiations. It acknowledged Macau's ultimate destiny with China. For the people of Macau, this was a period of uncertainty. The future was unclear. The Carnation Revolution had set in motion the end of Portuguese rule, but timing and terms were undetermined. Daily life continued, yet anticipation grew. The political landscape was shifting, and residents, Chinese, Macanese, knew a fundamental change was coming. The long era of Portuguese administration was drawing to a close, and the city was about to enter its final chapter of its colonial story. Section 6. The Sino-Portuguese Joint Declaration. By the mid-1980s, the time was finally right to resolve Macau's future. China, under the leadership of Deng Xiaoping, had embarked on a path of economic reform and opening up. The negotiations for the handover of Hong Kong had successfully concluded with the Sino-British Joint Declaration in 1984. This provided a clear model for Macau. Following this precedent, Portugal and the People's Republic of China began formal talks in 1986 to decide the final status of the territory. The negotiations were conducted in a friendly and cooperative atmosphere. The key principle guiding the negotiations was Deng Xiaoping's innovative concept of one country, two systems. This framework was designed to allow former colonial territories like Hong Kong and Macau to be reintegrated into China, while maintaining their own unique economic and social systems for a period of 50 years. Under this principle, Macau would become a special administrative region of China. It would enjoy a high degree of autonomy, except for defense, and except for foreign affairs. Its capitalist economy would remain unchanged. Its legal system based on Portuguese law would remain unchanged, and its way of life would remain unchanged. On April 13, 1987, the two governments signed the Sino-Portuguese Joint Declaration in Beijing. This historic document formally set the date for the transfer of sovereignty, December 20th, 1999. The declaration laid out the basic policies that China would implement for Macau after the handover. It guaranteed that Macau's residents would continue to enjoy freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and freedom of assembly. It also stipulated that Macau could maintain its status as a free port, a separate customs territory, and that the Macanese pataka would remain its legal currency. The signing of the joint declaration marked the beginning of a 12-year transition period. It provided a clear roadmap for the future and helped to calm the anxieties of the local population. For the people of Macau, the declaration was a promise of stability and continuity. It assured them that their unique identity and lifestyle, forged over 4 centuries of history, would be respected and preserved. Even after the Portuguese flag was lowered for the last time, the city could now begin to prepare, practically and psychologically, for its return to Chinese sovereignty. The 12 years between the joint declaration and the handover were a period of intense preparation. A Sino-Portuguese joint liaison group was established to manage the details of the transition. The primary task was to ensure a smooth transfer of power and to prepare Macau for its new life as a special administrative region of China. One of the most important aspects was the localization of the civil service and the legal system. For centuries, the top positions in government and judiciary had been held by Portuguese expatriates. Now, local Macanese residents had to be trained, Chinese residents had to be trained to take over these roles. Another crucial task was the drafting of the Basic Law. This document would serve as Macau's mini-constitution, codifying the promises made in the joint declaration. The drafting process involved extensive consultation with representatives from various sectors of Macau society. The Basic Law was formally adopted by China's National People's Congress in 1993, providing a solid legal foundation for the one country, two systems principle. During this transition period, Macau also embarked on a series of major infrastructure projects. The most significant of these was the construction of the Macau International Airport, which opened in 1995. For the first time, Macau had its own airport capable of handling long-haul flights, reducing its dependence on Hong Kong for air travel. Other projects included the second bridge connecting the peninsula to Taipa Island and land reclamation projects that would create the Cotai Strip, paving the way for the next generation of mega resorts. As the handover date approached, there was a palpable sense of both excitement and apprehension in the city. People wondered what the future would truly hold. There was a renewed interest in Macau's unique heritage, a desire to document and preserve the culture that had developed over the centuries. Portuguese language and culture saw a mini revival. The transition period was more than just a political process. It was a time of deep reflection for the people of Macau as they stood on the cusp of a new era in their long and complex history. Yes, it was a profound moment. On the rainy night of December 19, 1999, the world's attention turned to a specially built pavilion in Macau. This was the moment that history had been building towards for over 4 centuries. Dignitaries from Portugal and China gathered to witness the final act of the colonial era. Portuguese President Jorge Sampaio, Chinese President Jiang Zemin. The atmosphere was charged with solemnity, pride, and anticipation. The ceremony was meticulously choreographed, a symbolic and powerful ritual. Just before midnight, the ceremony began. The Portuguese flag, which had flown over Macau since the 16th century, was slowly and ceremoniously lowered for the last time. As the flag descended, the Portuguese national anthem was played, a poignant and final farewell. For the Portuguese officials, it was a moment of profound sadness. For the Macanese people with deep ties to Portugal, it was nostalgia. It marked the official end of the Portuguese Empire. At the stroke of midnight, as December 20th began, the 5-starred red flag of the People's Republic of China was raised. The new green flag of the Macau Special Administrative Region, featuring a lotus flower, was raised. The Chinese national anthem filled the hall. This moment symbolized the formal transfer of sovereignty. Macau had returned to China. In his speech, President Jiang Zemin welcomed Macau home and reiterated China's commitment to one country, two systems. He pledged to uphold Macau's autonomy and way of life. It was a declaration of a new beginning, filled with promises of stability and prosperity. Outside the ceremony hall, the streets of Macau were alive with celebrations. Fireworks lit up the night sky, and colorful parades moved through the city. For many of the city's Chinese residents, it was a moment of great national pride and joy. The handover was seen as the peaceful correction of a historical anomaly, the return of a long-lost child to the motherland. The night was a complex tapestry of emotions, the melancholy of departure, the pride of return, and the shared hope for a peaceful and prosperous future. Macau had successfully navigated its historic transition. Well, it was an emotional, unforgettable night. With the handover complete, Macau officially entered its new reality under the one country, two systems framework. This principle, which also governs Hong Kong, is a unique political experiment. It means that while Macau is an inalienable part of China, it retains its own government, legal system, economy. The city is led by a chief executive, who is the head of the government and has its own legislature and judiciary. The laws that were in place before 1999, largely based on the Portuguese legal code, continue to be the basis of Macau's legal system. This arrangement has allowed Macau to maintain the core elements of its unique identity. The border with mainland China remains in place, with its own immigration and customs controls. The Macanese pataka continues to be the official currency, circulating alongside the Hong Kong dollar. Portuguese remains an official language, used in government announcements and on street signs, alongside Cantonese. Most importantly, the freedoms and lifestyle enjoyed by the residents of Macau are protected by the basic law. This continuity has been the key to the success and stability of the post-handover era. Economically, the one country, two systems model has been a tremendous success for Macau. In 2002, the government ended Stanley Ho's 40-year gambling monopoly and opened the casino industry to international competition. This led to a massive influx of investment from foreign companies, particularly from Las Vegas. The Cotai Strip, built on reclaimed land, was transformed into the Las Vegas of Asia. Colossal casino resorts, luxury hotels, spectacular entertainment shows. This boom turned Macau into the world's largest gambling center, with an economy that grew at an astonishing pace, far surpassing that of its former colonial ruler. Today, Macau continues to navigate its dual identity as a vibrant part of China and a unique world city with a rich Luso-Chinese heritage. The one country, two systems framework has provided the stability for economic growth while preserving the cultural legacy of the colonial era. The historic churches still stand, temples still stand, the Macanese cuisine is still savored, the old cobblestone streets still echo with stories of the past. The city's journey from a Portuguese trading post to a modern Chinese special administrative region is a remarkable story of adaptation, resilience, and the enduring power of cultural fusion. Yeah, it's a story that really endures. Our journey into Macau's top attractions begins in its historic heart. This is where the city's soul truly resides. Your first stop must be Senado Square, or Largo do Senado. This is the city's main public square, a vibrant hub of activity for centuries. The ground is paved with a beautiful wave-patterned mosaic of black and white cobblestones from Portugal. It feels like walking on the sea itself. The square is surrounded by pastel-colored neoclassical buildings. Leal Senado Building, Holy House of Mercy, a perfect slice of the Mediterranean in the middle of Asia, a place to sit, watch the world go by, and soak in the atmosphere. From Senado Square, a short walk leads to Macau's most famous landmark, the magnificent ruins of St. Paul's. All that remains is its stunning stone facade. Destroyed by fire during a typhoon in 1835, the front wall survived. It stands on a small hill, a poignant symbol of Macau's history. Climb the stone steps and admire the intricate carvings. Christian saints, Chinese dragons, Japanese chrysanthemums, a testament to the city's golden age and cultural meeting point. Nearby, the Amar Temple. It existed long before the Portuguese arrived, dedicated to the goddess of the sea who named Macau. The complex is built into a hillside, prayer halls, pavilions, winding paths, the air thick with the scent of incense from large coils. Deeply Chinese in spirit and architecture, unlike Senado Square. Visiting Ama is like stepping back in time to the fishing village origins. To feel old Macau, get lost in its streets. The area is the historic center of Macau, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Wander narrow alleyways like Rua da Felicidade with red-shuttered shophouses. Once a red light district, now shops selling local snacks, hidden courtyards, quiet temples, family-run bakeries. This is the real Macau. History in every building, street, and face. Beyond its historic core, Macau offers a dazzling display of modern ambition. The most striking example is the Macau Tower. Soaring 338 meters into the sky, it offers breathtaking panoramic views of the entire city, the Pearl River Delta, and the surrounding islands. For the adventurous, the tower is a world-class hub for adrenaline junkies. You can walk along the outer rim on the skywalk, or take the ultimate leap with the world's highest commercial bungee jump. Whether you are seeking thrills or just a stunning perspective, the Macau Tower is a symbol of the city's bold, forward-looking spirit and its desire to reach for the sky. The engine of modern Macau is the glittering Cotai Strip. This is the city's answer to the Las Vegas Strip, but on an even grander scale. Built on reclaimed land connecting the islands of Calauane and Taipa, it is a playground of colossal casino resorts. The Venetian, with its indoor canals and gondolas. The Parisian, with its half-scale Eiffel Tower. They are entire worlds of entertainment, offering luxury shopping, world-class restaurants, and spectacular shows. At night, the Cotai Strip comes alive with a symphony of lights. Yet, even amidst this modern spectacle, you can find pockets of tranquility. Take a bus or taxi to Cologne Village, on the southern tip of Macau. Here, time seems to slow down. This former fishing village has retained its rustic charm, with quiet, narrow lanes, colorful houses, and a lovely waterfront promenade. You can visit the Chapel of St. Francis Xavier, a small, beautiful church that once housed a relic of the famous missionary. Cologne is also home to Lord Stowe's Bakery, the original creator of the famous Macanese egg tart. Enjoying a warm tart by the sea is a simple, perfect Macau experience, a peaceful escape from the city's hustle. Finally, do not forget to taste the city. Macau's food is an attraction in itself. Grab a pork chop bun, seek out a street stall selling fresh dim sum or fish balls on a stick. And of course, you cannot leave without eating at least one Portuguese egg tart or pastel de nata. These flavors are the taste of Macau's history. They are a delicious and essential part of any visit. Now that you are inspired to visit, let's cover some practical tips to make your trip smooth and enjoyable. Getting to Macau is easy. You can fly directly into Macau International Airport from many cities in Asia. However, most visitors arrive from neighboring Hong Kong. The most popular way is by high-speed ferry, which takes about an hour and offers frequent services throughout the day. Another fantastic option is the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, one of the longest sea crossings in the world. You can take a shuttle bus across the bridge, a scenic journey in itself. It is a modern marvel that connects the three cities seamlessly. When planning your visit, think about the best time to go. Autumn, from October to December, is ideal. The weather is pleasant, with sunny skies and comfortable temperatures, perfect for walking around the historic center. Spring is also a good option, although it can be more humid. Summer brings heat, humidity, and the possibility of typhoons, while winter is generally mild but can be cooler. Regarding visas, many nationalities can enter Macau visa-free for a certain period, but always check the latest requirements for your specific passport before you travel to avoid any surprises upon arrival at the border. Once you are in Macau, you will find it is a, very safe and easy city to navigate. The official currencies are the Macanese pataka and the Hong Kong dollar, which are used interchangeably almost everywhere at a 1-to-1 ratio, though you might receive change in patakas. The official languages are Cantonese and Portuguese, but English is widely spoken in tourist areas, hotels, and casinos, so communication is rarely a problem. Learning a few simple Cantonese phrases, like Joy Jin for goodbye or Magoy for thank you, is a nice gesture that locals will surely appreciate. Getting around the city is convenient. The peninsula, Taipa, Calauane are well connected by an extensive public bus network, which is very affordable. Another excellent option is the free shuttle buses operated by the major casino resorts. These shuttles run between the ferry terminals, the airport, the border gate, and their respective hotels, and you do not need to be a hotel guest to use them. Taxis are also readily available. To truly experience Macau, we recommend staying for at least 2 to 3 days. This gives you enough time to explore the historic sites, enjoy the modern entertainment, and savor the unique cuisine. We have journeyed together through the captivating story of Macau. We have seen how it grew from a quiet fishing village into a vital link between East and West. We have explored its golden age of trade, its long, quiet colonial centuries, and its dazzling rebirth as a global entertainment capital. Now, as our guide comes to a close, it is clear why this incredible city deserves a prominent place on your travel bucket list. Macau is more than just a collection of sights. It is a rich tapestry of human experience, a living lesson in how cultures can meet, merge, and create something entirely new and beautiful. It is a destination that promises to leave a lasting impression on your heart and mind. Macau's true magic lies in its stunning contrasts and its beautiful harmony. It is a place where you can stand before the sacred Amar temple in the morning, feeling the weight of ancient traditions, and then, in the afternoon, gaze up at the futuristic architecture of the Cotai Strip. You can get lost in the European-style cobblestone lanes of the historic center, and then taste the vibrant flavors of a bustling Chinese night market. This seamless blend of history and modernity, of tranquility and energy, is what makes Macau so unique. It is a city that never fails to surprise and delight, offering a different experience around every corner, for every type of traveler. It is a city that engages all your senses. You will feel the smooth, worn stones of Senado Square beneath your feet. You will hear the mix of Cantonese and Portuguese spoken in the streets. You will see the brilliant colors of colonial buildings set against a modern skyline. You will smell the sweet scent of incense mingling with the aroma of freshly baked egg tarts. And you will taste the incredible fusion cuisine that tells the story of the city's global past. A trip to Macau is an immersive experience, a journey that invites you to not just see the city, but to feel its very soul and rhythm. So, when you think about your next great adventure, remember Macau. Remember the stories etched into the ruins of its grand church, the quiet charm of its old villages, and the bright lights of its modern marvels. It is a destination that offers the depth of a historical journey, combined with the excitement of a contemporary city. Whether you seek history, food, thrills, or simply a new perspective, Macau delivers. It is a small place with a big story, a story that is still unfolding. It is a bucket list destination that truly offers a world of discovery in one compact, unforgettable package. We hope this journey through Macau has sparked your imagination and inspired you to one day walk its historic streets for yourself. We have aimed to give you more than just a list of places to see. We wanted to provide the context and the stories that bring those places to life. Understanding the city's past, from the arrival of the first Portuguese ships to the handover to China, transforms a simple visit into a much deeper and more meaningful experience. It allows you to appreciate the resilience and adaptability of this remarkable city and its people, who have navigated centuries of change while holding on to their unique identity. Now, the next step of the journey is yours to take. Imagine planning your own trip, deciding whether to start your day with dim sum or a Portuguese pastry, whether to seek the thrill of the Macau Tower's bungee jump or the peace of a Cologne seaside cafe. Macau is a safe and welcoming city, easy to explore and full of friendly faces. If you have any questions about planning your trip, from finding the best egg tarts to navigating the free shuttle bus system, please feel free to ask in the comments below. We and the community of fellow travelers are here to help you craft your perfect Macau adventure. Your own Macau story is waiting to be written. It is a story that you will create as you wander through its alleys, taste its unique food, and meet its people. Every traveler finds their own Macau, a personal connection to a place that has been a crossroads for the world for nearly 500 years. We are certain that the city's unique charm and deep-rooted history will captivate you, just as it has captivated so many others before. Thank you so much for joining us on this virtual tour of one of the most fascinating cities on Earth. We have loved sharing its story with you. If you enjoyed this guide and found it helpful, we would be incredibly grateful for your support. Please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up by clicking the like button. It truly helps our channel grow and reach more people. Leave a comment below to share what you found most interesting about Macau or to ask any questions you might have. And finally, If you want to join us for more travel guides to amazing bucket list destinations around the world, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you on the next adventure.